no clue what I was doing. I mean, honestly, I didn't know anything about internet marketing. I didn't know how to, where to go to buy a domain, how to set up hosting, how to do any of that stuff. I didn't know anything. So to be able to say that, I mean, it's almost incredible. And I've also built myself a six-figure real estate investment portfolio. This obviously has nothing to do with internet marketing, but that's kind of where my passion lies. That's where I want to, the internet stuff is my active income. This is my more passive income. This is what I want to do to change kind of the direction of, I guess, where my family came from. My parents came from a very poor country, came to the US with nothing, and my dad has done pretty well for himself. And that's kind of where I get my work ethic from. I saw him come here from nothing and build a pretty good business for himself, and that's kind of what helped me to see someone go from zero to where he's at now. And that's what, real estate is what I want to use to pass down to my kids and continue that, that growing of our family. And over the last few years, I've accidentally built a few brands for myself, and this kind of goes hand in hand with what EBR was talking about, of being able to expert fame yourself. And I've done it accidentally. It's not something that I've planned. It's just, just being me on social media. So if you've known me since when I first started, I was first known as the crazy haired guy. I would go to events, and this was my profile picture on Facebook, and it kind of stuck. People would come up to me at events and say, "Oh, you're the guy with the crazy hair on Facebook." So what I did was I started using that in my branding. I mean, I would plaster that picture on ads, I would plaster it on all my emails, I would plaster it on my sales pages, just because people recognized it. And I think Mario was talking about that as well, that he puts his face everywhere because in this business, we're a company, all of our products and money goes to our company, but at the end of the day, if you can put a face to your company name and you can brand yourself, and people start trusting you. So after that, my wife and I started traveling a lot over the last couple of years. We've gone to over a dozen countries. Last year we had a crazy idea to drive from Miami all the way to LA. It took about 3 weeks, and pretty crazy to do that drive. But this is me and her in Santorini, and this is me under the Eiffel Tower. So I started just posting pictures while we were on the road. So I started being known as the always traveling guy. And now I bought a boat, and now I'm known as the always fishing guy. So I just post pictures. It's me with about a 4-foot Cuda and a 24-inch red grouper. So now, now I get all kinds of things. People come and say, "Hey, how's the fishing?" And I'll talk fishing with you guys all day long. So that's actually what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. How to catch more fish and how to travel more.
Nice.
But yeah, to me, I think this is important to touch on real quick is the balance, because I mean, you can ask anyone that runs a business from home. Sometimes it gets lonely. That's why you see a lot of us here just partying, having a good time, because everyone wants to live that dream of working from home, running a business from home. But that shit gets lonely, man. And as a guy, if my wife isn't home or something, I'll work all the time. She's the one that motivates me to sometimes go out, go travel. Because if not, I just work all the damn time. So putting events like this together helps to keep the balance. Fishing helps me balance things out, and the traveling. So I think that's something that's important as well, to make sure that you find something that helps you keep the balance, because at least I don't think we were put on this earth to work all the time. We gotta work and then be able to enjoy ourselves as well. So just keep that in mind. I don't know, got off on the tangent there. But a quick assessment, how many of you have made your first sale online? All right, perfect. How many of you haven't made your first sale online? All right, perfect. So a few of you. Thank you. Usually it's the opposite. A lot of people here have made money online, so that's good. Usually it's the other way around. Most people haven't made the first sale online. But this weekend, you've gotten plenty of strategies to go out there and get a ton of traffic, sales, and leads. I mean, you've been bombarded with pretty much everything you need to go out there and build a wildly successful business. I mean, you've got it all. You've got things from product launches, Facebook traffic, email traffic, I mean, everything. LinkedIn marketing, e-commerce marketing, expert fame. I mean, you've literally got everything you need. I mean, when I first started, I wish I had an event like this where I could just get all this content, thrown at me like a fire hose. I mean, that would have been amazing. So a lot of you right now are probably just like, your minds are going, you got all the tips and the new strategies that you're gonna go out there and implement. What the hell else do you need? I was gonna put together some strategy stuff, but I think you guys got enough strategy information to go out there and get more results. So I'm gonna do something a little bit different, kind of try to motivate you guys to go out there and really take action. So what I'm going to share with you is what you can expect on your journey to becoming successful. This is more for those of you that aren't seeing the results that you want right now, that are you've made some sales online, but you haven't gripped onto something and really took off with it. You kind of like made some money, but aren't fully there, or you haven't made any money online. So that's who I'm going to be talking to today. If you're wildly successful, then you guys can go have a good time, because probably won't resonate with you. But I'm also going to keep it real with you guys. All right, I'm going to share some things with you that might piss you off, but it's meant to motivate you as well. Because, I mean, like I said, you have all the strategies already, but you have to go out there and actually take action. So if I piss you off, it's a good thing, because it's meant to motivate you as well. So no matter how many strategies you learn, you're still going to have to go through the rite of passage to online success. There is a rite of passage that I can guarantee every successful person in this room has gone through. You can't avoid it no matter what you do. And this is the shiny object syndrome. This is something that no matter what you do, you're going to go through it. It's unavoidable. So I'm telling you now that you're going to go through this, and it's normal. Don't feel like it's that you're the only one that goes through it. It's something that everyone's going to go through, and it's pretty much when you're stuck in an endless circle of buying product after product after product and never really getting any results. You're kind of just stuck there, going from one product, okay, you don't take any action, then you go to the next one, you don't take any action, and that's, it happens. I mean, I promise you can talk to anyone, you can talk to Mario, you can talk to John, you can talk to everyone that has made a successful business online has gone through this. Or also going to event after event after event and never implementing anything. That's going to be the cause for a lot of the failure out there, is just being stuck in that rut of continuing to just take in information but never take action on anything. For many, it gets to the point that you convince yourself that by buying products, you're taking action towards building a successful business. And I've seen that happen all the time. And sometimes it really gets to me, because I see it. I mean, I can see when my customers purchase my products, and they just, obviously I want them to purchase my products, but there's a couple of them that I see that I've gotten on coaching calls with them, and I've helped them, and there was one guy in particular that I actually helped him make money. I'm like, look, stop doing this stuff, let's jump on a call, I'll help you take action. And he made money, boom, he actually made money. But then, it's been a year since then, he still just continues to buy product after product and just never actually takes action. So don't convince yourself that just going to these events or just buying products is what's going to make you successful. What's going to make you successful is what you do after you leave here today. Don't fall into that where you wake up tomorrow, Monday morning, and you're like, all right, I'm going to get something done for my business today. I'm going to go and buy a product. You guys have enough product. You've gotten enough information this weekend. Just Monday, tomorrow, you should do absolutely nothing but take action on what you've learned. All right, nothing else. And that's not the real trick to actually becoming successful, is to get out of the shiny object hamster wheel as quickly as possible and take action. So like I said, it's going to happen no matter what. The only downside to this is that it cannot be avoided. You will have to go through the rite of passage to become successful. I'm telling you now, there's nothing that you can do to avoid it. For some of you, it'll take a month. For others, it'll take 3 years, and for some, maybe more. It just depends on how quickly you're able to get out of it. So you get to the point where enough is enough. You're going to get to that point eventually where you're like, man, I need to just stop buying all this crap and finally take action. But it's those people that are willing to leave this event, go home, take action, and never give up that actually become successful. So, I mean, I can't tell you guys enough. Once you're done, you've got all the information that you need. Go out there and just take action with it. And I took this a little bit too far in my business. The fact of never giving up. I'd show you guys, but I got a long sleeve shirt on. But I have a tattoo here of I don't know if you guys seen it, but if you Google "never give up," it'll show up a bird with a frog in its mouth, and the bird is trying to eat the frog, and the frog is choking it, fighting for his life. And I got that tattooed here when I was about 21 years old, just to constantly remind myself that no matter what I'm going through, I'm just going to keep pushing forward and never give up. And those are the people that truly become successful. Is just no matter what life throws at you, no matter what roadblock is thrown at you, or you buy this product and it didn't work for you, no matter what is going on, you just continue pushing forward and break through all of that. So now just a quick question. Who has, I know several people, how long did it take you to finally figure things out?
I remember the day when I actually looked at all the stuff that I'd bought and realized that it hadn't done anything for me. It took, nearly 2 years, I guess, man.
2 years, yeah. Ray, how about you?
Well, we haven't had very good internet access, so for about 3 days.
Awesome. Mario, how long did it take you?
6 months.
6 months. You see, so I mean, there's for me personally, it took about 2 years to figure this whole thing out. So like I said, you can see there's people from all walks of life. I mean, don't think that if you've been doing it, trying to figure it out for 5 years, 6 years, that you're doing something wrong. It's just, you're going to get to a point where you finally figure it out if you're willing to take the action and not give up. And imagine if I had quit after the first year. If I think about that, it's scary. I wouldn't be here today talking to you guys about this information, because it's just scary stuff. And to me, that's one of the reasons why I got this tattoo, because it wasn't an option. For me, it was just all or nothing. I mean, I'm going to continue going forward. I mean, there was times where, my wife knows that we barely had anything to eat in the fridge, and it was just, that didn't stop me. I mean, to me, and for me, it was just, I'm very big with motivational stuff, so, I had nothing in the fridge, but I was constantly listening to motivation in my, when I was sitting there in my living room, just continuing to feed my mind positive information. But here's the beauty of all of this, that making money online is a skill, and every skill can be learned. It's not something that's a natural born talent that only a handful of people possess. I mean, there's people here that have done absolutely everything and don't feel that there's some kind of secret to success. I think that's one thing that holds a lot of people back there. They'll see someone post a screenshot on Facebook making a bunch of money. They're like, man, what the hell is that guy doing to make that money? There's a good chance you learned it this weekend. There's no hidden trick, no hidden tactic. There's a good chance you know what you need to be doing to be successful. You just got to go out there and actually do it. And in fact, I want to do a quick survey. Let's do it again. What were you doing before you got into internet marketing?
I was in sales.
Sales, yeah. Right?
Before I got into this kind of internet marketing, I was helping local businesses with video and whatnot.
Okay, Gary?
Accounting.
All right, Mario?
Front desk in the hotel.
Front desk, you see? I mean, there's people from all walks of life doing all kinds of things that, there's not even anything that, you can't go to school to learn this stuff. Anyone can learn it. And like I said, you have all the tools that you've learned this weekend to go out there. So there's all people from all walks of life that have become successful online, so why not you? Go out there, like I said, Monday, and just hit it as hard as you can. There's nothing else that anyone else can teach you to go out there and get results. Just, go out there and do it. Absolutely. And I do have to be honest with you though, making money online is simple, but it's not easy. I'm trying to, motivate you guys to go out there and take action, but it's not going to be easy. You're still going to hit roadblocks. And if it was easy, everyone would be successful at it. And that's why, I'm trying to get you guys to go out there and actually take action. And I was talking a lot with you guys, and you got some great ideas of what you can do to go out there and get results. So now it's just time to go out there and actually do it. But here's the honest truth. And this is one thing that's probably going to piss a lot of you off. 95% of you or more are going to leave here this weekend and fail. That's a fact. You can Google it. Most businesses fail. Another thing is that a lot of you are going to forget most of what you learned by next week and never take action on anything. And that's why I felt it was important at the end on a Sunday to talk to you guys about this, because you guys are motivated, you're excited, you've learned a bunch of information, but unfortunately, most of you are going to forget it by next week and not do anything with it. And that's what I want to prevent you guys from falling into, all right? Yeah, so that should piss you off, but more importantly, it should motivate you to not be part of that 95% group. That's the last thing I'd hate for you guys to do, is to just waste the information. There's nothing worse than wasted information, especially from the people that you've learned from this weekend. I mean, you've learned from some really talented people that make a lot of money online, and to waste that information that you've learned, it would piss me off. It should piss you off as well. So how do you avoid being part of that 95%? I'm going to share with you a few things that can help you to go out there and actually take action on the stuff. So find whatever it is that you like to do online. Many of you, I talk to you guys, and you know what you like to do. You got something done. So many of you already know what you need to do, and some of you, you've learned so many different strategies this weekend that you may not exactly, right now you're probably thinking, oh, I'm going to go home and do e-commerce, or I'm going to go home and get some local clients, or I'm going to go home and focus on LinkedIn marketing. So the first thing is just figure out what you want to do. And that's, I think, the first thing that you need to do to kind of like slow yourself down, because right now you're probably on like a high, a local event high where you're extremely excited. So you need to first find whatever it is that you like to do online. And like I said, there's so many ways to make money and build a business: Facebook marketing, LinkedIn, email, video marketing, e-commerce. I mean, you've learned about all of it this weekend. So find what you like. And then, again, internet marketing is not a one size fits all. There's, I've seen people online sometimes post something and kind of make it seem like their way is the only way. But the good thing is about the internet is that you're going to learn from people, and then you're kind of going to start developing your own way of doing things. So there isn't a one size fits all when it comes to the internet. And the second thing that I want you guys to do is to tell yourself to stick to whatever it is that you choose for 90 days. That's it. I'm not telling you to do it for the next 2-3 years, just the next 90 days between, right now we're in October, and there's 3 months left for the year, or 4 months, October, November, no, 3 months. So for the next 90 days to the end of the year, choose whatever it is that you want to do and do nothing else. Cut everything else out for the next 90 days.
Josh?
Yeah.
Go back one. And I'll add to that.
Yeah.
Commit to do it for 90 days at the hardest level that you've ever done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, we can all piss around so easily and waste our time, but that strategy right there, if you're picking one avenue, you commit to it for 90 days, and you commit to giving it everything you have. So at the end of that 90 days, you'll be able to say, yes, it worked, or no, it didn't. Yeah. You'll be able to switch. But if you get to the end of the 90 days and you haven't given it everything, then you'll never know if it was real or not. So the only way you're going to know is to pick your strategy for 90 days, give it your soul, give it your heart, your soul, and everything you have. And at the end of the 90 days, dust off, pat yourself on the back and say, good job. And then you can say, did it work? And if it worked, carry on. If it didn't, you can change. But don't change unless you've given it everything you have.
Absolutely, and that's the point that I'm trying to get across, is do it for 90 days. And the thing is, 90 days in the internet world is like a whole year. That's the thing. Things change so much that 90 days, if you do this, if you do nothing else, like Walt said, focus for 90 days, you're gonna feel like a completely different person at the end of the 90 days. Because that's, 90 days in the internet world is kind of like dog years, it just stretches out. So that's it. Stick with nothing else for just 3 months. Once you focus on just one thing, that's when things start to fall into place. And it's amazing how that happens. You cut everything else out, you get yourself out of that shiny object syndrome and just focus on nothing else. And that's, you're going to see. That's when things start to fall into place, because you're focused. You're putting all your energy on one thing, you're not being distracted, and that's when things start to fall into place. And when I first started online, I spent the entire first year in the shiny hamster wheel. It was just jumping from one product to the next, not taking action. But then I made a decision, and it's crazy. It's been 6 years now. It was actually in October of 2010 when I told myself this, where I was going to focus on nothing else but just one course for the rest of that year. So 6 years ago in October, I bought a course. It was a $2,000 course. And prior to that, I was just buying product after product after product after product and just stuck in that wheel that, like I said, the rite of passage to online success. And I bought that product and I told myself, okay, I'm going to do nothing else but go through this course, absorb it all for the next 3 months. And that's exactly what I did. And then I told myself that starting in 2011, I told myself I'm going to buy this course, go through it for 3 months, and then at the beginning of the following year, I'm going to do nothing else but implement everything that I had just learned in that course. And that's exactly what I did. And then abracadabra, in month 4, boom, I made my first ever money online. You know, it's funny how that works when you actually focus on something, take action, and that's when you get results. And actually, I remember it like it was yesterday. I mean, it was one of the greatest feelings ever. You actually take action, you do something, and it was only $120 in a single day. But to me, I knew that it was the start of something amazing because it was results. It was me proving to myself that I can actually take action and get the results. So I challenge you. This is my challenge to you. For the next 90 days, like I said, do nothing else. Like Walt said, give it your 110%, and trust me, it works. You're gonna get results, and you're gonna, you know, if you do it, you're gonna come to me in January and be like, thank you for challenging me to the 90-day challenge because, you know, I got X results. So that's my challenge to you guys is to go out there and do nothing else for 90 days. But then I also want to talk about when all else fails. You can always go back to the basics, okay? And that's the beauty of the internet, that it's easy to get caught up in the complex side of things of internet marketing. You know, you've learned a bunch of things this weekend: retargeting, funnels, follow-up sequence, split testing, analytics. I mean, so many different things that just, it can be overwhelming at times because that's the complex side of internet marketing. But when you strip down internet marketing to its most basic form, you're left with just three things that you have to do, and that's it. You don't have to do, you can, you know, not worry about the complex stuff and just focus on these 3 things, and you still be successful online. And this also addresses the $1 million questions that a lot of us that are making some decent money online get asked all the time, which is, Josh, if you lost everything and had to start your business from scratch, what would you do? I mean, we get asked these questions all the time, and in my support desk, I get it asked all the time as well. So what I'm going to share with you addresses that as well. So the first thing is pick a niche. You've heard this all weekend. Pick your niche, and that's the very first thing you have to do. The second thing is to build a list in that niche. You've heard this all weekend long. Build a list, build a list, build a list. There's a reason for that. Not only does it make you money, but it makes you money in the long term as well. And number 3 is to sell a product in that niche. All right, this could be a digital product, your time, a service, a physical product. All right, that's it. You don't have to overcomplicate it. Those 3 things: you pick a niche, you build a list in that niche, you sell products in that niche. It doesn't even have to be your own product. It could be an affiliate product. And that's what I did when I first started. I built a list, I picked a niche, built a list, sold products. That's it. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't go home and think, because that's what happens. You go home and you think about these 3 things. All right, now I know I gotta pick a niche. I know I have to build a list in that niche, and I know I have to sell products in that niche. But when you get home, you're gonna start thinking, oh, but I have to also retarget. Oh, and I also have to set up a deep funnel. Oh, and I also have to, track my stats and all that stuff. And that's when you start doubting yourself, and when you start, to kind of, like we were talking, self-sabotage yourself and not take action because you start doubting yourself, thinking that you have to do the complex stuff. And the good thing is that you can make this happen with just 3 simple things. All right, 3 things is all you need. All right, and the first thing is a freebie. And don't overcomplicate this. There's going to be, again, those thoughts that come into your head that your free gift has to be this thing that's worth like $1,000. No, it could be a simple 3 to 5 page PDF, or I've given out even like 3 or 5 minute video just teaching one strategy as a free gift to build a list. It doesn't have to be anything overcomplicated. The second thing is a 1-page website or access to a page builder. And that's the good thing nowadays as well. is that you don't even need your own website. There's page builders out there you can get access to and have a squeeze page up by the time you leave here today. I remember when I started, I had to learn how to use, build an HTML page, and I'm glad you guys don't have to deal with any of that stuff, because, to me it was amazing, because I remember using, what was that software called, the very popular HTML software.
Dreamweaver, Coffee Cup.
Not Dreamweaver, the other one.
Composer?
No.
That's-
Composer.
Yeah.
Composer, there you go. That was Composer, and I remember using that, putting an image in there and uploading the index file. Man, I put my first image online. So you guys don't have to do any of that stuff anymore. You can just go sign up for, ClickFunnels, or I know Mario has a page builder as well. You can just go sign up, boom, and go ahead and start creating pages out there. And the third is an autoresponder. That's it. Those are the three things you need. You need a freebie, a one-page site, and an autoresponder. That's all you need. You just stop, don't focus on everything else. Just strip it down to the very basics, and this is all you need to build a successful business online. So when you get back home after this event, I want you to remember this. Remember that if everyone in this room had access to nothing else but those three things, you could still build a wildly profitable business online. I can guarantee that. I can strip Walt of every single product that he has, everything else that he has, and just give him a free gift, give him a page builder, and give him an autoresponder. He can go out there and make money all day long. I could do the same thing with Ray. I could do the same thing with Mario. That's all you need. Don't overcomplicate it. You can just focus on those three things, use those three things, and you can build a 6 to 7 figure business online. That's it. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't think that you have to do retargeting. You have to set up split testing and all that stuff. That helps. That can come later. But first, focus on the basics. Focus on getting that stuff out there. Focus on building the list, and then you can start tweaking things after. And in fact, the course that I went through back in 2012 was all about list building. So that's what I did when I first started. Those first 3 months, I learned all that stuff. I learned Composer. I learned how to build a squeeze page with Composer. Then I put that squeeze page online. I wrote a quick free gift, and that's what I started using to build a list. And from January to 2011 to April 2011, I did nothing else but build my list. Even through those 4 months, I was scared to mail a promotion, because all I wanted to do was just get traffic. I remember I had a blog, and I had a one-page, a simple squeeze page that I built with Composer, and I did nothing else. All I did was I would post content on my blog once a week, and then I would drive people to my squeeze page. So I had my blog, and then the blog was pretty much just to funnel people back to the squeeze page. And I remember doing a lot of manual stuff. I would do manual blog commenting to get people back to my site. I did a bunch of guest articles as well on other people's blogs, a bunch of stuff. And I did nothing else but just get people on my list. Build a list in a niche, and boom, for those 4 months, that's all I did. And then around the third week of April, I finally mailed them the offer, and that's when I made $120. And the reason my birthday is in April, so that's kind of like I did it in April just to, as a birthday gift, to see if I can actually make this thing work. And boom, it was the best birthday month I ever had, $120, and then from there it's all been, pretty much history. So to close things off, take action. You guys, like I said, you guys have all the information that you need to go out there and get results. There's nothing else that I can tell you, no other secret strategy that I have, nothing. There's nothing I can tell you. You guys have learned it all from people way smarter than me. All you need to do is get that courage, take action, and you're gonna get results. Focus on one thing for 90 days. That's probably one of the more important ones. Do nothing else. Whatever you guys got from this event, whether it's just that one thing, because once you go to a lot of these things, that's what you look for. You look for those golden nuggets. You look for just that one thing that makes it all worth it for the entire event, and then just focus on that one thing for 90 days, and you're going to see a big transformation in your business. And when all else fails, you can always rely on the basics, right? When you hear your mind getting to you and telling yourself, oh, I can't put up that squeeze page because I also have to set up retargeting, and I don't have a split testing software, and I don't have XYZ, whatever it is, don't let your mind get to that. When all else fails, strip internet marketing down to its very basic. Pick a niche, build a list in that niche, and get an autoresponder that you can mail people offers on. And that's it. Thank you. That's all I got. I don't know if it's an hour, but that's all I got. There's nothing else I can say.
Awesome. Give it up for Josua Zamora. Thanks so much.